Richard here, and welcome to The Nerd Life. It is time for a much asked about and finally me getting around to video. That's right, it's a tips, tricks, and whoopsies video. Whoopsie! Can't even say the name right. But anyway, it's actually the second time I've done this intro. I was asked several times about how I make my homemade washes. And again, this is my take on washes, how I like to use them, how I like to make them. It's not the same as everybody else's. Other people use different things. This is just what I like doing, and it works for me. Exactly. I mean, this is, yeah, it's works. So, let's go table down, shall we? And get to washing ourselves. All right, here we go. We are tabled down. I don't know why I got this guy out. He's going there. He's all done. So what I'm thinking is I've been trying to contemplate what colors I need for this. This is for mainly I'm doing this wash in a big batch for my Warlord Titan. And because I'm going to need quite a bit of wash to tone that silver down. Just kind of here's a sample of the silver like on the gun and stuff. Sorry about that light. I'm in the kitchen, so the lighting's not that great, so I have to use my phone light. But see just the sparkles and how shiny this is? I want to tone it down a bit. There's going to be some, OSL stuff in here. I haven't decided where all I'm going to do it. See that bottle up there that with that yellow sticker on it? That white bottle with the yellow sticker? It says witch hazel. I need that. It's on the counter right there. Okay, thank you. But yeah, so there's going to be obviously OSL on here, and of course it's got the shielding on there too. That isn't on it right now because I'm painting it purple and stuff for the main body. But I just need to tone this silver down and like look more gritty. And what does he have? Okay. Watching a dog. Yes. So my decisions were brown. Or, like I got this brown here, it's another acrylic. It's pretty much acrylic, and that's what I use. I got a brown, and I got a black, and I had this kind of reddish brown, this sienna. I was trying to figure out which one would be the best. I think I'm going to go the black route, because I would love to have a big batch of black anyway, because I need it. And I'll probably make a small batch of the brown, too. But we're going to start off with the big batch of the black. So what I do is, I have a bowl here. And I'm going to put a good fair amount in here. Start off with about that much at first, okay? And then I do witch hazel. The reason why I like witch hazel because I'm going off of my old experiences with witch hazel. I use witch hazel for tattooing. And mixing with the black ink that I use, it breaks apart the pigment particles and smooths them down and makes them a little bit more, it makes them thinner so they move better, and it also makes it good for black and gray, so it makes it just like a good, what's the word I'm trying to look for? Goody. No. It just, like I said, it just breaks down the pigments easier and smoother, so that's my logic for this. Whether it works or not, I don't know, but that's why I've done it. I even use this sometime when I'm thinning my paints down, period. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in there, probably about a little bit more.
Oh, it smells weird.
Yeah, witch hazel does have a weird smell. So,
Can I smell?
it'll whiff over there a little bit. So anyway, I put up probably just a little bit more than I did paint at first. So, if you notice, it'll kind of already start, you can slosh it around, and it starts to break the paint apart a little bit. But then I'll get I have a little hand whisk. This is actually a kid's toy whisk that I confiscated because it works great. And then I'll just whisk all that together. And I'll just do that until it looks really smooth and there's not a lot of chunky paint left in there. Excuse me, guys and girls and whoever else is watching. Oh, I just fixed black stuff up on my shirt.
Say down, because it's down.
Excuse me, guys and girls and persons. All right, so right here we have a good mix This I call is a good starter mix. Let me show you. So right here, it's fairly good. He mixed it up. I'll take a little bit and I'll paint it on a plate here. Now I would use this probably for a glaze. I don't know if you can see that. But see how it went on? For me, that's a good glaze. Because it still sticks in spots. I would add more, definitely more witch hazel to this for a wash. But that would be a good glaze. That would go over and kind of tint the color and stuff. Again, guys, like I said, this is the way I do it. And it's not necessarily the right way, the wrong way. It's just my way. And that's it. Somebody was asking me and I'm just showing them. So then I'll put it here in a mason jar. You can see how much that paint still isn't broken up.
There's a lot of paint stuff.
Alright. So I'm going to add some more witch hazel. So I just put a couple drops in there now, but so it was this much beforehand with what the mix I had in the jar, in the bottle in the jar, or the mix that I had in the plate, the bowl. Holy crud monkeys, man! I cannot speak today. In the bowl, the green bowl of happiness. You smell it? It smells gross, don't it?
Or a madness.
Oh yeah, that's the mad bowl. Some bowl got put on the stove and it melted a little bit. So I'm going to add probably about double that was in there. One more drop.
Oh my gosh, 3 of those?
And then, where is my lid? Where's my mason jar lid? There it is.
And they're just going to shake it up.
Yep. So that's what I did now. And so pretty much I put double what was in there first. Now I'm going to shake it up really good. If I had which I do somewhere, I'd have a little, blender bottle, you know, like them health things, those little wire balls. I'll put it in there too to kind of help chop up that excess paint and break it apart really good. So I think we're almost getting there. I'm probably gonna need just a little bit more after this. Get a fresh, clean paintbrush. Let's see where we're getting at. So I think we're almost at my wash consistency. So for a wash consistency, you see it's just a little bit thinner there. We're getting close. Now usually when I do this much witch hazel, if I'm thinning it out just a little bit more, that's when I actually add water. So here we have half a jar, minus the bubbles. Yeah, about a third of a jar of mason jar. So now I'm going to add it up to the halfway line with water. There. And then I'm going to give it another shake real good. And then for me, that should be a good enough consistency for my wash. And that's, like I said, this is how I do my washes. So see that big old black wash in there? I'd say it's probably like right about here. I think that's pretty much what I got here. I think if I was to give you a ratio mix, I have 50-50 water, witch hazel, and then about 75% paint. So a little bit more water. I want to get a big old jar of this. That water helps me stretch it. Okay. Now what I'm going to do here in a second, once I get this perfectly how I do it, there we go. That's be a good fair amount for me to keep for a while. Yeah. Perfect. Double Patronum. Ooh, I got paint on the table. My wife's going to kick my finders. Don't say anything. See how easy that is to wipe up? Now, I'm not doing it here because I want to keep it kind of well, actually I am. I have already sealed these a little bit. I think I sealed these after I put the sprayed the paint on them. But anyway, typically I would seal this down and then I would go through and I would just wash the whole thing, and then anything afterwards, if there was stuff in spots that I didn't like, I could get some alcohol on a Q-tip and just come in very lightly. Even water sometimes will work out pretty good. But I would come in very lightly, just kind of wipe it away. So let's go ahead and let me check this wash first. Probably those bubbles that I made. Those bubbledy bubbles. Look at the bubbles. Look at the foamy bubbles. Woo. Yeah, it looks like a good consistency. A good consistency. See how runny it is, how fast it runs. If you have a seal on there, it should come right off when you wipe it. So let's do this. We're gonna wash this guy here. Let me get a plate underneath me so I can catch it. I'll just kind of show you what I'm gonna do. So we're gonna tone this down a bit. I'm just gonna go through and wash the whole thing over. And that's gonna kind of keep it toned down a notch. Some of this stuff won't be silver anymore after I'm done. I'll go back through and paint it some more, but this is just to, like I said, bring the silver down a notch. I will do a kind of a reddish wash later on some parts of it, but that's going to be mainly the body, because the body I want it to have this, you know, kind of oily look to it, but at the same time I want spots to have a kind of a reddish look to it, so it's like almost rust like it's been out and rained on and used on, and they don't take good care of it. But I picture them taking better care of the weapons, you know, getting in there, make sure they're functioning properly, you know, and stuff like that. So anyway, I don't know if you can kind of see the difference of that, but I've already toned down that silver quite a bit. It's kind of doesn't have that big old glitzy, glamoury glare like I thought it had before. It's still there. Like if you look right here, see the silver here compared to silver there. Silver right here I haven't touched yet. Now I've touched it. I just kind of tone it down just a little bit, you know. Yeah. What's the matter, Kylo? Poochie Poochie. So anyway, that's how I make my washes. I'll do the same thing with small batches. I'll just do like the less amounts. And sometimes with smaller batches, if I don't need to, I won't add water. I just add the water typically so I can kind of expand the amount of wash. I've done this with watercolor before, watercolor paint, which is great. Not the hard watercolor like you get your kids in like the Crayola sets. I actually have one handy over here. I thought I had one handy. Never mind. The actual tube watercolors, and those, they hit the witch hazel and boom, they thin down like crazy. They make such a good wash. The one I still have, and I love the most is I have Prussian blue, and I use that for my daughter's Tyranid army a lot. Kylo, stop barking at the ferrets, buddy. But anyway, it's a really good, the watercolors make really good washes in my opinion. Again, because like I said, they thin down really well. We have, what else? Oil washes, I've never used those, really. Unless some company, their washes they use are already oils. I'm pretty sure I haven't. Almost guarantee it, because then you'd have to clean your brush out with mineral spirits and stuff. But I do have oil paints. I'd prefer to use those for oil painting, personally. Something I don't really do a lot because it terrifies me. But you can do oil washes, and I would use mineral spirits to thin that stuff out. And a lot of people, like especially scale modelers, use that a lot. And they say it works really well for washing. But boom, yeah, there you go. I like that. I'm pleased with that already. Hey kiddo, can you bring Daddy's wash cup over there? Did he tinkle on the floor? What a turd biscuit. Oh, puppies, you know my pain. Anyway, guys, this is how I make my washes. Super easy. If you want the exact recipe for it, like for, say, little over half, 2/3 of a mason jar. I don't know what size mason jar this is. This is not an 8-ounce mason jar. This is probably a 16-ounce mason jar. But anyway, for that, I did 50-50 water to witch hazel mix, and probably 75% of the witch hazel mix is paint. Okay. You can even go thinner on the paint. You can add more water. You can add more witch hazel, whatever you want to do. Thin it down more if that's too thick for you. But then I just give it a really good mix to try to get all those paint particles chopped up and broken up and floating through all that liquid. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll keep it in this mason jar for as long as I use it. Cool thing about mason jars is they're meant to seal. So that should last in there, not dry out for me. And then I'll use that until it's gone and make me a new batch. I'll probably do the same thing with this brown on a smaller scale, because I am running out of some brown wash. I just need a container to put it in. That's the problem. I don't have a small container. I don't know. We don't have any of those small mason jars anymore, do we? Really little ones that we made the jelly in. Probably not. But anyway, guys, that's it. That's what I was going to show you here. People were asking. I figured I'd give it to them and let you see it. Again, this is just my way. You could try this and you'd be like, dude, this isn't what I want. This doesn't give me what I'm looking for. For me, this is what I want. I like the way this looks. It toned that silver down properly. It's going to dry up pretty nice. And give me what I want for my next steps. And my next step is beginning the detail work on this. It means adding some copper, some brass, adding piping colors, lighting those up, and really giving them a color. Greens and reds and blues and things like that. More piping in here and stuff that I'll do. And once I get all that done, then we'll come back on top of that and I'll weather all this down. Probably add some more black wash. Maybe take the black wash and add a little drop of paint to it and mix it up so it's thicker. And then have like some oil trails and drippings and stuff on here. And then, of course, I would do the muzzle burns and stuff, but I'll do that with an airbrush. I can do the paintbrush, too. I just like the airbrush gets it a little smoother. But, yeah. That's it. Maybe next time, maybe I'll have another video where I'm doing the next steps of this, and I can show you what I do as far as, like, detailing this up, if you want to see it. Anyway, guys, I love you, and I thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it's kind of gave you an idea, inspiration to try it. Again, like I said, my tips, tricks, and whoopsies videos are all about that. I give you my tips, my tricks, and my mistakes and my whoopsies. But again, this is just me. This is how I went. This is how I do things. I've seen people do stuff this way. I've seen people do stuff other ways. I've picked and matched and did things and tried things and experimented things that I find that I like and I enjoy and that work out better for me. And it's just my way of sharing what I do, so you can take that and go, oh, that's cool, Richard, but it works better like this. And then you do that with a little bit of this, and it works out boom-bastic. So, guys, I love you all, and I thank you so very much. Keep rocking that nerd life, my friends. I will see you next time.